Hi, One Best VR Videos. This is the Pete's Parlay Show for NFL Week 13. I'm Peter Loshak. Got 4 legs in the parlay this week. 2 of them, though, are going to come from college football. With that, I decided to throw in a couple of college football picks in the parlay this week for from Saturday, Week 14. One of them is in the Temple game that starts at 12 noon, so I hope this gets produced in time for that. Let's see. In the NFL, an interesting game is that the public is big on the Pats as a huge favorite. That is no surprise there. According to Brent from BetDSI, sharp action did come in on Philly. They bought up to 10.5, though. They took it at 10, bought to 10.5. They took it at 9.5 and bought it up as well. Public, once again, is big on the Panthers this week. And in contrast to the Pats game, sharp action has not as yet come in on the Saints. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. Maybe Panthers will be, once again, a big public play that cashes. And then the most interesting game of the week, Seattle and Minnesota. This one is all over the place. There's split sharp action on it. Some sharp action came in on Seattle. Some came in on Minnesota. Teddy Covers told me that he has a game of the year play on this one, Seattle, Minnesota. The public is on Seattle, not at a huge ratio, but the public is definitely favoring Seattle. So this one, you know, it's going to, Brent tells us that he's getting huge action on it, massive action, that it's probably mostly going to be split, and that the books are going to juice out on it. Sharps on both sides, public mostly favoring Seattle. Interesting game there. Not a ton of sharp action according to Brent, but one side that did take sharp action, Cleveland as a big underdog. I can see that. I would lean that way myself as well. Didn't quite have the balls to put it in the parlay this week, but the Sharps bought up to 10.5 on that one when it was at 10. Also, sharp action, big sharp action came in on San Diego, and the public is on Denver. That's actually the biggest public side of the week. Denver public's on Denver even more than they are on the Pats and the Panthers, and they're big on both of those. So a big sharp public split on in Denver, San Diego, and then also in Dallas, Washington. Sharp action came in on Dallas at +5. Public is really big on Washington, and Jeff Cadillac from jeffcadillac.com is one of the members of the public, really big on Washington this week as well. All right, borderline plays for me this week. Probably the most notably borderline play was Oakland. Anyone who follows my videos knows that I started out the week previewing this game with Troy West from allplayswin.com. He liked KC. Got into a big fight with him about it. I liked Oakland. He liked KC. Okay, fine. Then I did my regular call with Doug Upstone. Doug Upstone identified KC also as one of the sides he likes this week. That made me nervous. Then I did my video with Teddy Covers. I said, Teddy, I like Oakland. Everyone I'm talking to likes KC. And Teddy Covers also said that for him, it would be KC or nothing. So maybe I'm on the wrong side here. Also, some posters on there, some responders, some commenters on YouTube are all over KC. Everyone's on KC this week. I can understand why. Big defense for KC. Oakland's going to have to deal with that if they're going to get a cover. Maybe I am, in the end, on the wrong side of that one. It was a borderline pick for me, but because of all the very, respected opinions that I've heard coming on the other side, loving KC this week, maybe KC's a great play this week, I decided to leave it out of the parlay. I'm also leaning Houston at +3 to keep that one close. Right now it's +3, +100. The money line is +150. That might be a real good bet there. Houston at +150. I previewed the game with Joe Duffy. He agreed that he would lean Houston. Chris Andrews likes Houston, and that's the way I would lean as well. So Houston +3 at +100 was a very tempting borderline pick. The money line was even more tempting at +150. Also tempting to me was the over 43.5 in Jags Tennessee. I like overs with the Jags in general. It hurts that Hearns is out, but the Jags do have a passing game that can be productive. Tennessee should be okay with Mariota. Just decided 43.5, a little bit high there. And then also Carolina, New Orleans on the under was a borderline pick. I know that Carolina has a very productive defense, and we know what New Orleans can do on offense. Carolina has very productive offense, and we know what New Orleans can do on offense, although they didn't do it last week. New Orleans has been putting more focus on defense. I like the under in New Orleans game last week. That one cashed easily. And Carolina, if they do get out to a big lead, Cam Newton will probably try to salt the game away, burn some time on the clock. They'll probably be able to do that successfully. So the under 49.5 in Carolina, New Orleans was definitely a borderline pick for me this week. Public is all over the over on that one, according to Brent. All right, so getting to the 4 legs of the parlay. The first leg is going to be Dallas. The Sharps took Dallas at +5. Public all over Washington this week. Jeff Cadillac from jeffcadillac.com a member of the public who is all over Washington this week as well. If you watch my preview video of the game with Jeff Cadillac this week, I said I kind of like Dallas. Hearing that the Sharps are on it definitely made me like it more. Dallas with 3 extra rest days. First game after Tony Romo goes down again. I will take Dallas. Right now the line is +4 at BetDSI. Rather be getting 4.5 or 5, but I'll take it at +4 -110. Then the second leg I'm going to take is a little bit risky, but I'm going to go with it. Giants +2.5 -115 against the Jets. The Giants, of course, lost to Washington last week. The reports are, all their quotes from them are that they didn't have their head in the game. It wasn't, they were kind of embarrassed by their performance. The Jets are coming off a win, and I think it's worth a shot that the Giants will bounce back. +2.5 -115, second leg of the parlay. And then the last 2 legs I'm going to throw into college football plays. First one, Temple. +6. Temple is 5-0 against the spread as an underdog this week. Houston had a big win. Houston had 3 straight ATS losses before a big win last week, but quarterback Greg Ward Jr. kind of played out of his skull last week and will probably come down to earth here against Temple's strong defense. Temple's defense should be good enough to contain Houston enough to keep it relatively close, I think. So I'm going to take Temple +6 as the third leg of the parlay. Then the fourth leg is going to be a blind tale of Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. He gave us a great analysis on a podcast this week on the over in the Big Ten championship game, Michigan State, Iowa, over 51. 51 is the market-wide number right now. Steve from College Football Winning really likes the over. The Greek and Pinnacle both have leans to the over as well. And I'll throw that in as the fourth leg of the parlay, Michigan State, Iowa, over 51, -110. So those are the 4 legs of the parlay. Dallas +4, Giants +2.5, -115, Temple +6, and Michigan State, Iowa, over 51. 4-teamer. 3s and 4s, round robin of 3s and 4s. That's $100 to win 708, 16 if all 4 legs win. And if just 3 legs wins a little bit. And that's the Pete's Parlay for NFL Week 13.